First of all, let's just call it like it is. Don't ignore it. Deal with it straight up. And that's not trying to be funny. But the reality is that the person who's in the best position to explain gaps in the work is you, because it's really your work history. So what you want to do is you don't want to ignore it. You don't want to sugarcoat it or gloss over it. Deal with it straight up. And you're like, okay, guess what? There's a period of time where maybe 4 or 5 years you were out of work. 4 or 5 years could have been your parents were sick and you were taking care of your loved ones. 4 or 5 years could have been you were in jail. 4 or 5 years means your spouse was working and you decided to be a stay-at-home dad or a stay-at-home mom, whatever the case may be. But be prepared to discuss it. And when you do discuss in detail. Like, for instance, if you went to jail, when you got out, did you try to find a job? If you did, how long, at what point did it become problematic? If your disability was one where you're applying for disability and your date of disability began on this date and you went to jail after that date, did your condition improve when you're in jail? Probably not. But when you got out of jail, did you try to get back in the workforce? If you're like, well, the circumstances didn't change. I didn't try because it didn't change. You want to make sure you discuss in detail what's going on, because you don't want the government trying to figure out what was happening during this time period. And let me be clear when I say this. Don't apologize for your circumstances. You have nothing to be ashamed of. Life happens. That's the reality. Life happens. And when I tell people life happens, it's just my way of saying things happen in life that, hey, nobody can predict. Nobody can predict that you're going to be applying for disability benefits. So there's no way to predict that. Nobody can predict that there are going to be circumstances that occur that cause you to stop working for whatever reason. Just deal with it straight up, discuss it in detail, and paint that picture, because as I've always said in various videos, you want to be the one that paints the picture regarding your case. You don't want the government figuring it out.